Major European banks continue to take advantage of tax havens to fill their coffers. That's according to a report by the anti-poverty charity Oxfam published on Monday. It concluded that 20 major European banks make a quarter of their profits, or 25 billion euros, in these low-tax jurisdictions. Amongst the banks Oxfam focused on were HSBC, Barclays, RBS and BNP Paribas. It found that whilst the banks declared 26% of their profits from tax havens, they recorded only 12% of their turnover from them, and just 7% of the bank's employees were based in these territories. By 2015, these banks were earning 628 million euros in profit from tax havens where they had no employees at all. BNP Paribas, for example, earned 134 million euros tax-free in the Cayman Islands, where none of its staff are based. And on the productivity of the 20 banks' employees, the figures speak for themselves. In tax havens, their productivity is 4 times higher on average than elsewhere. Oxfam says the 3 preferred tax havens are Hong Kong, Luxembourg and Ireland, where banks gained 4.9 billion euros in 2015. And in Ireland, 5 banks, RBS, Société Générale, UniCredit Santander and BBVA, achieved more than 100% in profit. Luxembourg and Ireland, the 2 EU states, account for 29% of the profits the bank earned in tax havens. New EU transparency regulations that require banks to publish the profits and taxes they pay in each of the countries they operate in made this research possible, Oxfam says. And it's now calling for those regulations to cover all business sectors and not just banks. Oxfam hopes the increased tax revenues can be spent by governments on vital services.
The banks registered over a quarter of their multi-billion euro profits offshore. That adds up to a total of 25 billion euro. The report says that in some cases the companies did not pay any tax, not a single cent, on their 383 million euro profit. They even made around 630 million euro in countries where they had no employees based at all.
They're doing terrible harm. It's not a victimless crime. The people are the victims. What they're doing is they're robbing the population by not paying taxes. They're hurting the school systems. They're hurting the healthcare systems. They're hurting the transportation systems. These tax havens are enriching the already very rich and robbing the people of a quality of life that used to be called middle class. The banks lose money. What they then do is they call them austerity measures. They raise VAT taxes, value-added taxes. They rob people of their pension and retirement programs. They raise their retirement ages till after they die so that they could pay off the bankers. So the people have to pay more taxes as the banks and the Googles and the Microsofts and the Starbucks and the IKEAs are paying very little taxes because they're hiding them in offshore tax havens.